Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the Black Ops 7 beta, because if you're planning on playing any other Call of Duty right now, you're probably not safe or able to even play. Today we're going to talk about a few things that happened in the past week about the old COD games on PC, specifically the Steam versions, and some of the modded clients that allow you to play the game safely without remote code execution. A lot of things been happening. I've been keeping an eye on it, waiting for everything to settle down to make a video, but today we got a few things that you should be aware of. If you've watched any of my other videos talking about clients that you could play games safely on, or even the games themselves and the exploits they have, I think this video is going to be important for you to keep up to date with these things. I always mention in my videos the clients are not a guarantee of you always being able to play them safely forever. They could be shut down at any point. The devs could decide to just not update it anymore and let the exploits go rampant. A lot of things could happen, and this is kind of what's been happening here with cleanups on Black Ops 3. So let's get into it. There's a lot of threads in the last 24 hours on Reddit, people talking about cleanups not being safe to play anymore, which I've looked into, and it seems like this is not a cleanups specific issue, but rather a Black Ops 3 overall issue, which we already knew that Black Ops 3 was not really safe with a bunch of exploits. But the one thing that I'm surprised is I'm seeing reports of RCE on Black Ops 3. Now, there have been a patch in 2023 from Treyarch officially patching 4 different remote code execution exploits, and from my understanding, that patched all the issues, and since then we haven't had any exploits of this kind. I've been hearing more and more people talking about RCE still being in the game, still being utilized, and still being publicly known, which I knew there were RCE exploits that were known, just not public. But from what I can see here, there's reports in the last 24 hours of people getting RCE'd even while using cleanups. Now, I don't have any proof of this, we just gotta take their word for it. And I'm gonna go into why we should maybe take that as a grain of salt in a second here. We have a thread from 9 hours ago that says what's behind the scene of these hackers, which I think is a great thread because it actually shows the mod menu that people use to be able to force join your lobby and remote code execution attack you. So this is what I talk about a lot in my videos, is the reason you shouldn't connect to these servers at all on any COD games is not, because of course players have to be in your lobby to RCE you. I understand that, but let's take a look at this screenshot. I'm gonna blur some of that because it's, sensitive information, and for some reason the original screenshot is not blurred. But yeah, as we can see here, this guy has a mod menu and he's able to see every single server with people connected to it. So for example, here we can see that there's 10 players playing TDM on the map Metro right now, and he's got the server IP. If he clicks on that, he can see everyone on that server. He can see their IP, their public IP, their local IP, and they also have their Steam ID. And even worse than that, if you look below the server list, he has the player list. That is a list of every single player connected to Black Ops 3 online services right now, whether that be campaign, zombies, multiplayer. It doesn't matter. If you're connected to online services and you're playing the game, they see you, they know your IP, and they know your Steam ID. Now, why is that a big deal? Like, who cares? It's just an IP, it's just a Steam ID. I don't really give a fuck if they know what my Steam is. Now, I understand that. Now, the thing is, with exploits, they can join you through having this information. So if they have your Steam ID, they can literally have a command on their mod menu that just says, I'm joining this guy who's playing solo zombies on the Giant right now. He joins you, and from that point, he's in your lobby, he's able to remote code execution you, which is a big issue on every single COD game that, the old ones that I talk about in my videos. But from what I can see, it appears as if Black Ops 3 has this issue once again of remote code execution. And we have the T7Patch and we have cleanups to prevent that from happening to you by blocking access, any remote access to the servers so that people cannot join you and do these things. That's the whole reason these patches exist is to block any connection that these people using mod menus could use against you. They couldn't crash your game, they couldn't disconnect you, they couldn't join you, they couldn't RCE you using these patches. Yet there's been claims in the past 24 hours that even while using cleanups or T7, people are getting attacked. Now it seems to me like there's a lot of drama going on and people going after cleanups for some reason. There's another thread here of, I'm not gonna say the word, but people changing everyone's names in the lobby to say that the cleanup dev is a pretty bad person. I don't really follow the drama. I don't really care about that stuff. All I can see here is that people or other hackers seem to be targeting the cleanups devs, and they've also done that when World War II had the RC issue with custom messages appearing to players playing World War II saying that cleanups, they were basically impersonating cleanups, saying that they're the one hacking everybody when it wasn't true. So it seems like people are going after cleanups. I don't know the behind the scenes why or the reasoning behind this, but it appears that some people are trying to shut cleanups down or to stain their reputation for some reason. Although in this thread from an hour ago, we have someone who claims to be the cleanups dev. I haven't really confirmed that, but it says that the Steam version right now is vulnerable and it has RCE. That is their claim. They say that the only way to play the games to prevent that from happening to you is to use cleanups or T7. And they keep saying that unpatched vanilla players are still vulnerable to RCE from the host, especially if they join a malicious custom dedicated server or a dangerous person's lobby. Both cleanups and T7 patches block this core threat. And then they say, we cannot fix the official servers since we don't own them. Our patch focus on securing the client-side game logic and the peer-to-peer connections. So basically what they're saying is, and we know that, is that the patch is not a foolproof solution to RCE. It's not something that fixes RCE in the game engine. It's something that doesn't allow the attack to go through to you from the servers. Think of it of like a bridge. That's the example I like to use a lot is, if there's a bridge between the server and your game, basically what the patch does is it blocks anyone from crossing that bridge and getting to you. But on the official server, the bridge is wide open and everybody can cross it. That's what the patch does. It basically cuts the bridge down and nobody can cross to attack you. Now, what people are claiming on Reddit is that the patch is not doing its job and people are still getting hacked and people are crossing the bridge right now, which I haven't really seen any proof of, but there is one post of the OP who made the initial thread saying, I was using cleanups and shit started opening on my PC. I don't know why people promote something that's supposed to protect us, yet some or even most of us are being hacked and stuff's happening on our computers. And that actually got, 8 likes, which in Reddit terms for Black Ops 3's Reddit is quite a lot of people agreeing with what he's saying. I've skimmed around a little bit on the Black Ops 3 Reddit trying to see other people saying they got hacked. I just see a lot of people questioning, as usual, if the game is safe and seeing that they're wondering if they should use cleanups or T7 or whatever, but I haven't seen like a lot of posts being like, I've been hacked or whatever. I see a lot of people talking about being disconnected, their game crashed, or custom messages, but I don't see like actual people claiming to have been RCE'd. And what I mean by that is getting your computer taken over by another player and getting your personal information stolen, for example. I haven't seen any post really related to that. But the other interesting thing is from those mod menus, and that's another screenshot we have on the thread, is apparently people can see the products that are assigned to your account, which is interesting. So as we can see here, from that user owns Black Ops 3, the dev build and the cheat build, Black Ops 4, Black Ops Cold War on Steam, Black Ops Cold War on Battle.net, and Vanguard. So for some reason, apparently from launching Black Ops 3 or whatever, they're able to see every other COD that you own, even on Battle.net and Steam. I'm not really sure how that's a thing, to be quite honest with you. It seems outlandish to me, but apparently that's possible. I guess it scans your PC, and the only way it would be able to do that is through RCE. So if Black Ops 3 actually has RCE, then I guess that is possible, to scan your PC to see what other games you own on every other platform that you use on your PC, right? Which is pretty scary, because if someone, for example, even if the RCE is limited in Black Ops 3, but they can see, okay, this guy owns Black Ops 2, I'm gonna wait for him to launch Black Ops 2 and then hack him there, you know, that's another possibility. That's why I always recommend in my videos, just don't connect to online services. And I don't think people realize why I say that. It's not because the moment you log on to the game you're gonna get hacked. It's just people keep this data. They have a data log somewhere, and they know what games you own, they know your Steam ID, they know your IP, and they just wait for the opportunity for you to open up the bridge and scoop you, and they go and they hack you immediately. So I'm just saying, like, it's not worth the risk to even connect to online services for your own safety on these games. But yeah, this is still a pretty ongoing situation with Black Ops 3, and I couldn't really tell you if RCE is actually a thing. From what the devs are saying on cleanups, it is, and you should still use the patch. Other people are saying the patch is not safe. Other people are saying the dev of the patch is lying. Other people are saying that intentionally being made unsafe. So I don't know. There's a lot of drama going on. There's a lot of different he said, she said kind of scenario here. So I don't want to give you guys false information. I'm just gonna say, don't play Black Ops 3 right now, even with the patches. We don't know if it's safe. And you know, I'll keep an eye out to see what ends up happening with this situation. But honestly, for now, just play the Black Ops 7 beta, I guess. And I do want to touch on two other things real quick in this video, because I might as well talk about it here. I don't think it's worth doing a whole video about, but there's also news about IW4X, which is a client that you can use to play Modern Warfare 2, the original, multiplayer safely. The client is now separated from Alterware. From my understanding, there's been a lot of drama surrounding the dev of IW4X and the devs of Alterware, and they decided to part ways and become independent with one another. I'm not going to go into details about that because I'm just not really aware of the whole situation, but yeah, ever since IW4X became its own thing, it's still safe from my understanding, but there's been some weird stuff. Like, I opened Reddit here 3 days ago. There's 2 posts of the same thing, which is like my first time playing IW4X, and they open the game and that's the message of the day they get. I don't know, it kind of screams compromised to me. Like, I don't know what's going on with IW4X. People are saying it's still safe and that you can still play it, but if I downloaded a client and I saw this message of the day as the first thing, I would assume that the client is compromised and just close it, to be honest. So I don't know. I feel like IW4X might be compromised right now. No idea. I know it's been targeted by a lot of people and there's been a lot of drama surrounding it. It's kind of in a similar situation than the cleanups with people saying the dev, you know, saying bad things about the dev and then trying to use exploits to make custom messages appear to make them look bad or impersonate them or stuff like that. I don't know. It feels like there's a hacker war going on right now between clients and modders and everything. Like, I don't know the behind the scenes details of it. I don't know who's doing what and why. All I can tell you is the results, and the results is IW4X is now standalone and it has weird message of the day messages when you open it. I personally wouldn't trust it right now, but apparently it's still safe. Take that as you will. Just thought I'd update you on that situation real quick. Something else that's been happening is apparently the Call of Duty Ghosts official servers are not working on PC right now. They've been down. I think it's been about a week at this point of the release of this video. I've had some people commenting to me and some people in my chat during live streams talking about COD Ghost being completely down on PC, not being able to find a match or even connect to online services, which is weird because if you look on the Activision website, it says that every server for COD Ghost still works. So I don't know. I don't think they even realized that it's down, which I wouldn't really be surprised because, I mean, we've had Infinite Warfare on Steam that literally you could not play the multiplayer for 2 years because the servers weren't the same version as the game version. So I don't know, it might be a similar situation with Ghost. I'm not sure why it's down. I haven't looked into it that much. Sorry to the 2 people who still play Ghosts on PC. You shouldn't play anyways. It's not a safe game. You shouldn't play on these official servers anyways. I guess it's kind of a good thing that the servers are down, to be quite honest with you. But just be aware that Cut Ghost servers are down right now. We don't have any word from Activision or anyone because no one cares, I guess, and I don't really know why or how they're down, but they are. Yeah, that's about it. Black Ops 7 beta is safe. You can play that. I mean, I know that's how it goes, you know. You play the most recent COD if you don't want your PC compromised. So go ahead and hop on BO7 like Activision wants you to do, and be a good boy and play the most recent game, because that's clearly what they want us to do anyways. So I'm just gonna end the video with that. Don't play the old games, play Black Ops 7, because it is obviously the superior experience for you to be playing according to Activision. And they're definitely not gonna address anything that is happening in BO3 or Modern Warfare 2 or Ghost, because they do not care about us. They want us to play Black Ops 7. Hope you guys found this video informative, and I'm gonna try to keep you guys up to date. Maybe I'll write a comment in a week if things settle down with the Black Ops 3 situation. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. In the meantime, if you have more info or behind the scene information, I'm not asking for my comment section to become a drama thing of like, oh, this guy said that about cleanups, or this guy said that about IW4X. I don't really care about the details. I just want a little bit of a, if you have information that I didn't talk about in this video about what's happening with these clients, I would appreciate if you could give us an overview of what's going on. If you're on their server on Discord or whatever, you've been using it recently and you know a little bit more what's going on, or I would appreciate you guys sharing, because I don't personally keep up that much with the, you know, behind the scenes stuff of the clients. I just know they exist, and I know that they're there to protect you, and that's why I spread the awareness of. Other than that, I don't really play these games myself, and I don't really get involved in the community of the clients that much. Yeah, so if you guys have any more information and you want to add to the discussion of today, please do so in the comments. Get some conversation going and let's talk about it. Have you been RC'd on Black Ops 3? And if you did, were you using the T7Patch or the cleanups patch? I'd love to hear some actual stories of people getting hacked. At the end of the day, we can never know if people are lying. Again, it seems like cleanups are being targeted for some reason and people are mad at them. So I don't know how true these claims are, and I'd love to hear people who actually say, yeah, you know, if 500 people come in and they're like, yeah, I've been hacked, I was using cleanups, I don't know what's going on, I don't even know the dev, you know, then I think it's more credible and we can actually believe that cleanups is compromised. But right now I'm not convinced, and I'm not sure what's going on. So for the time being, guys, just avoid playing these games and just enjoy Black Ops 7. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.